We'll start with a few naval invasions here in the Med, just to finish clearing out the last of the Allied forces before we start pushing into Asia. I reorganized all my armies off-screen, putting my Marines and paratroopers in the Field Marshal on the left, and all my regular infantry on the right under a Field Marshal with skilled staffer, allowing him to command 2 extra armies. Those are the troops that will be converted to Mechanized later, and that we'll be battle planning into Asia with. Before we launch that battle plan though, I'm going to push forward a little bit to get a few of these supply hubs. I've got far more mills than I can use, so I've actually started mass converting all the extra ones to civs. At this stage of the game, mills are pretty much useless to me due to my massive equipment stockpiles, so I'd rather have all my factories converted to civs so I can start terraforming large sections of the planet to fix supply bottlenecks and build airfields and such. It's also about time we do something about this army in Italy too. They've been here way too long and they're annoying. I plan on pushing them back to the Strait Crossing and blocking them off with some ships so they can't retreat into Sicily. I no longer need to keep building subs either. We've got way more of those than we'll ever need, so we'll just finish these last ones here and call it there. And here I start converting my units into those mechanized divisions I made earlier. I'm going to be doing this one army at a time. and once again we block the strait to stop them from retreating so these units get destroyed. And because we just took that port, it ejected the enemy fleet that was docked there, accidentally putting it in a position where it blocked the strait. Until we get rid of those ships, we can't cross over. But that's what our naval bombers are for. I actually ended up short of basic trucks here, so I needed to start up a new line of them. We've got 300 extra factories we don't need right now, though, and that should be enough. While we're slowly converting our line infantry, I redeployed the Marines to Egypt so we can push into the Middle East. The current plan is we'll push all the way to Iraq, make a line there, and then push north into the Caucasus. My allies once again did something useful here by making a landing in Tel Aviv. I was originally going to wait a bit more before launching the attack here, but this changes things. Might as well just take the opportunity and just go now. Did you see the way that tank turned around right before my paratrooper landed and tried to escape? This isn't the first time they've done something like this. I swear the bot is stream sniping me somehow and knows where I'm planning on paradropping. Because how did it know it was in danger? Have to last stand that paratrooper to avoid those units getting broken out, and I'm sending in a few more to use their combat insertion ability to orc bomb the units doing it. I don't actually intend to push into Turkey with these units here though. This was just a quick raid to delete that stack of units. The main push is still going to be down here in Egypt, and we'll start by taking advantage of the bold moves made by my teammate here with some paratroopers. Don't want them getting out by sea either, so I send some more paratroopers in to defend that port. Here I'm test driving one of my new mechanized units. Having 7 full armies of them at once aggressively battle planning is definitely going to be interesting, to say the least. We'll be pushing into some pretty low supply areas in the Far East though, so there will definitely be some fuel and supply issues with them. I'm betting that we can just brute force our way through all that though. There will be a good number of you cringing at all the IC waste from the vast attrition we'll be taking when we do though, especially once we start hitting jungle tiles. Even though Iraq just capped, it feels a bit premature pushing down here, so I chose to just stay put for now. I don't want to overextend. Alright, the time has come to see what these new units can do. Before we send them off, though, there's one last thing I want to do. I've been building a ton of long-range tactical bombers in the background, so I'm going to deploy them all and attach them to these armies just to get a little extra damage in. It might get a bit hairy once we run out of fuel, and we might need it. I'm too lazy to micro all those planes, though, so I'm just going to let the game do that. Alright, let's go. Let's do this. Just pausing a quick second to proclaim the Greater German Reich. So many red fuel drums. But we're not about to stop. If brute force doesn't work, it's because you aren't using enough of it. And there goes Russia. Now comes the really fun part. Northern China, Mongolia, and the Far East. Supply dead zones. I'll let the Marines handle the south here and India. The Mechanized will handle everything else. They left Vladivostok open. That's certainly convenient. I ran out of fuel one tile short of the port. But this plan is actually working pretty well here. There's a lot of slowdowns as we wait for supply, but once it catches up again, pushing is trivial. And these right here are the last 5 major countries I need to capitulate before the peace conference. I have no intentions of taking Indonesia, the Philippines, or Australia, or any of these islands. They aren't major countries, so there's no need. I'm just going to set up some submarines to keep them isolated while I send my armies back to Europe and across the Atlantic. They're still trying to naval invade. All that remains now is North America. I've decided to use a bit of an unconventional strategy here though. I'm going to be landing here in northern Canada. It's horrible terrain and there's no supply. My original intent was to actually do a 1-2 punch here, where you land in one place to draw all their attention, and then when they send all their units over to defend, you do the real landing somewhere else, likely on the east coast of the USA, somewhere where there's much better terrain. But I didn't end up doing that in the end. Instead, I just committed to this one landing and used all my civs to terraform the place. I built everything. Ports on every tile, infrastructure, max level railways. If it can be built, we're building it. This whole region will become a giant highway very soon. And in case you're wondering why I decided to dump my entire army onto that one port rather than keeping them back to not suck up all the supply, it actually doesn't matter in this case. Lack of supply slows units down, but the terrain here is so bad already that my units are already moving at the minimum speed. They can't be slowed down anymore, and attrition certainly doesn't matter, and neither does the reduction in my stats. My units are just too strong at this point to be stopped with or without supply. And this is also reaching the end of a 4-hour recording session, so I've got a little bit of micro fatigue and have gotten sloppy. It really just doesn't matter though. This is the end of the game. We're optimizing for time and convenience right now, not stats, IC, and supply. I'm trying to end the game as conveniently as possible, with just one front line where I don't have to worry about being flanked and where I don't need to switch back and forth between two different places. Now that we're out of the bad terrain, it's time to send in the Mechanized. We actually managed to cut their supply lines here. We took Montreal, which was their only railway connection, and their ports are being raided, so they're running into major supply issues right now. And there goes the US. That actually didn't take as long as I thought it was going to. I thought I was going to need to drive all the way to the Mexican border, but it seems like that won't be necessary. And now right here we get to see some masterful maneuvering. Watch now how I send 144 mechanized divisions into the jungles of South America. Not only is that what my plan is, that plan is actually going to work. The terrain debuffs here are not nearly as punishing as they really should be, especially down here near the Darien Gap. This whole region of the world should be impassable. It's rather infamous even today for being virtually impossible to traverse. You can't just drive from North America to South America because there isn't any infrastructure here. But my generals managed to find a way. And now that they have, I'm going to send them straight into the Amazon rainforest. In this game, there's a speed minimum of 1 kilometer per hour. You can't go any slower than that, no matter the supply, terrain, or fuel situation. So sending them through the Amazon only slows them down. It doesn't stop them. It's completely unnecessary to do this, by the way. I really should be launching some naval invasions so I can avoid the Amazon entirely rather than driving straight through it. But the ending of the campaign is so close that I just can't be bothered to pause the game and set them up. It might be a little slower to continue pushing like we are now, but it's easier and doesn't require any effort. And that's game. And what a game it was. This took a very, very long time to finish. I played this campaign on and off for months, and to be honest, I never expected I'd ever finish it, let alone edit all the footage and upload it to YouTube. But it's finally done. This isn't technically the end of the series, though. I will be uploading one last video to talk about some stuff I didn't have a chance to during the series. A sort of epilogue. I don't actually expect anyone to watch it, but it will be there eventually for anyone that is interested. I'll be going over some mistakes I made, things I could have done better, and my overall opinion of this mod and this challenge as a whole. Until then, though, thanks everyone for watching up until now, and I'll see you around. A perfectly black world without a single bit out of place. I never used any of my nukes.